questions right away, Coach?
Well, before you got the couple three-point looks down the stretch, what were the issues in your opinion from keeping them out of the lane just on Drew?
Well, I think guys were just worried about the fouls. The way it was being called, it was as if our guys became so tentative. It just really surprised me that our guys would not, play the way we normally play that way when we're taking away driving lines and things like that. But the key was still they had to hit some threes, and then they did. They hit, I don't know if it was back-to-back, but Yogi and Sheehy in that one stretch there, those were two big threes, and we were getting them to miss them. We were defensively on the threes. I thought we were doing a pretty decent job, but still the driving lines were what really hurt us. I thought we could have done a better job of that.
Could you just talk a little bit about the way Farrell played, the way he took the ball to the basket all night long?
Well, yeah, it's like Jordan Taylor for us. I mean, that was the kind of things that he did, and it was, if a guy steps up and does a lot of that, you got to find a way to stop it. And like I said, like with Jordan, some games he could do it, and some games he couldn't. In this case, Yogi was able to get that done. And I thought our shot selection was pretty good. There's only a couple shots that I'd like to have back. Would have been nice to get to the free throw line a little more.
But the initial look that Trey got on the last three-pointer, was that the way it was drawn?
Yeah, if he goes under, if there's a switch off of the rub, because when you're down three, you can't wait to try to tie it with 3 seconds to go, because you need an offensive rebound if it doesn't go. We had another action going, but if Trey was open on that one, then everybody else crashes the boards. And we actually got another look. I think Ben was a little confused about where his feet were. Knowing that we needed a three, he did catch the ball initially, and then kind of hesitated because he wanted to make sure he had his feet behind the line. When the clock's ticking in your head like that, he felt there was like 2 seconds to go or 3. But also, again, he needed to get the shot up in case, the first touch from three-point range is the call, and he had it. Because if we don't make that one, there was actually just under 4 seconds left by the time that ball came down.
Well, what do you take away from a hard contested game like tonight? Your team, what do you take away from it?
Well, you got some guys who, are freshmen. I thought Nigel, for somebody new coming into this kind of environment, I thought he handled himself pretty well. I think, off the bench, I think we needed a little bit more help scoring, but more importantly, we needed a little more help defensively. So I think those guys that struggled, I think will get better as we progress defensively.
We had an 8-point lead at one point.
10.
Was it 10-10? Okay. There were a couple
6 or 7 possessions in a row where, you're on the road, you can't do that. But when you do it, you got to find another way. There's a lot of things you say you can't do. A lot of things you can't get away with. If there's 2 of them, you got a chance. If there's 5 things that you let get away, then you're not going to get it done in this league on the road that way.
What do you think of Trayvon Jackson's start to the second half?
What do you want me to say? What'd you think of it?
It's pretty impressive.
I'd say so. Yeah, he was getting looks, and then sometimes those looks can dry up. People get played a little differently. If it was easy, you could do it 20 times rather than just 3 or 4. But that's shooting-wise, like I said, that's not a bad percentage. It's kind of hard to do that, but defensively, we just gave up too many easy ones.
Bo, Indiana hasn't had a statement win this year, and I think you guys have beat them 12 straight times. What was your impressions of the way they played throughout the game?
They played hard. They had guys make big plays down the stretch. That's how you gotta do it to be successful. Not only in this league, but every league. So they had some guys step up and do that. And we had some guys trying to step up. I thought Nigel's three-point play was a big boost for us. He wasn't phased at all.
We got that 4-point possession to tie it up. Seems like that really brought the crowd in and kind of carried them
Yeah,
away.
you know, when you give up an offensive rebound off a missed free throw, that's not good.
Bo, Steve Slifka from 13 ABC in Toledo. I know you've mentioned Nigel a couple times already for today, but big picture, how happy are you or how pleased are you with the development of Nigel's game so far this year?
He's one of the best out there of the freshman class. I mean, he's been doing things for us at both ends of the floor, rebounding, defense, offense. He's been huge for us. I mean, we're not where we are right now without him, that's for sure.
Coach, you've mentioned that you didn't want your team necessarily focusing on the record, the best start in school history, all that stuff. Now that you've got that first loss out of the way, can that take some pressure off the team almost to not have to live up to that undefeated record the rest of the way?
You know, did you go to dances when you were in high school?
Occasionally, yeah.
Did you ever ask somebody to dance and they said no?
Yeah.
Okay, that's disappointment. Did you end up dancing later though? I mean, we got to come back. We got another game coming up. It's disappointing, but it's just like, hey, you got to ask somebody else. And the best thing is, meaning you got another game on the schedule, so we have to prepare now for our next opponent. So, disappointing, sure. I think our guys have worked extremely hard to be where they are right now. I thought they've done a lot of really good things, and hopefully we have some more left in us.
So we're gonna ask Beeline to dance Saturday?
His card is full. Dance card, they're too young. They ain't had a card. Dance card. Remember a dance card?
Bo, how did they hurt you in the post?
On the drives, not so much on the catch. It's driving. We got a little timid defensively. You must have been late, I answered that.
Anything else for Coach?